The LEGO Harry Potter Forbidden Forest Magical Creatures set has some very interesting parts for use in Dungeons & Dragons. One of you suggested this set for use in Dungeons & Dragons in the comments. And once I've checked it out, I needed to get my hands on it. This isn't too expensive. I think I got it for around 25–30 euros. If you count the pieces, it's not a great deal, but let's see if the monsters and part choices in this are worth it. The two standout structures for the set must be the two trees, and their design is a little bit strange, I think. It uses some Technic pieces and some elements I would not expect in a tree, I guess. I kinda like that they look very different from other Lego trees I've built and I've seen in other sets. The top of these trees has this round element that takes axles, and from there the branches are added. One thing that I dislike is that it still looks very unorganic because of the usage of these repetitive elements for the trunk. And at least with the length of the axle used to give it sturdiness, it doesn't really fit well on any other brick than a brick that takes an axle in the middle. So I think that makes it less ideal to use in a modular terrain setting. But if you don't mind these, I don't know what they could be, but these little hills the trees stand on, I think they work quite well out of the box. For this review, I kept them as is, but for using in my game, I will definitely tweak them and fit them more to the sizing of my tiles and my whole setup. I like the color scheme, and that's why I will definitely use these trees. I have dark green, more foresty trees that look very gnarly. I have some classical trees with these green branch and leaf elements. But this dark blue color, together with the dark green and purple elements, I think it's a very, very cool color choice. As this is a set targeted towards children, at least it's 8+, it has some play functionality. So you can stick these elements, these terrain elements together to form some kind of, I don't know, forest wall. If you wonder why these look so empty, it's because some of the creatures, some of the other elements will fit on them, but I wanted to reveal them step by step. So these other terrain parts are very boring in my eyes. I would definitely need to enhance them to use them in my games, otherwise they would be too boring, too plain looking. But there are some parts in here that I really like besides the trees. And one of them is this light blue colored spider net with a spider that actually glows in the dark. I don't know about you guys, but I'm playing a lot in dimly lit interior settings, at least if it's like now in the winter and it gets dark quite early. So I feel that having this little shining spider in the setup could be very, very cool, even though I tried it out and it doesn't glow super bright, so don't expect like a spectacle from it. But still, I think that the color choices on this are awesome and fit very well into a fantasy and D&D setting. There are two minifigures in this set, Ron and Hermione in a child's form factor, so a big plus, short legs. If your collection is anything as mine, I was missing short legs because from my childhood there weren't any. Minifigures had standard leg sizes, there were no children's legs, at least none that I had. So having more of them is a big plus. And if you're playing in some kind of city setting where there might be a school or something else that requires these more casual uniforms like the Gryffindors in Harry Potter have, I think that the torsos also work quite well. Also, something that was new for me and I don't have in my collection yet is this skirt piece for Hermione that fits on her legs, and this gives her this tiny skirt that I think looks quite cute. I'm not a super big fan of these skin-colored minifigures. I understand that they are doing these because it's related to the movies, I guess, but still, I would much rather have them in yellow. But nonetheless, I don't mind it too much. I know that it might be sacrilege for some of you to mix and match yellow and skin-colored minifigures, but my collection isn't as big enough that I would be able to separate that, and I feel that in a fantasy setting, why not have both? It doesn't really matter in my opinion. And now some of you might roast me in the comments, but I haven't found the right colored hands for my personal minifigure in the Dungeons & Dragons game where I'm a player. So it has yellow hands, and yeah, I know that's, I don't want to say ugly, but a little strange. So yeah, I totally get that. Still cute expressions, nothing fancy in my opinion, very plain looking. I love the hairpieces though. I think that Ron's hairpiece is something that fits very well for some NPCs, and also Hermione's hairpiece, having cool female hairpieces, always a great thing, so I appreciate that in the set. And as accessories, of course they had wands. I lost them somewhere because actually, as I always do, I already plundered this set for my Dungeons & Dragons games, and I only reassembled it for this review video because I had the set lying around for a couple of weeks now, and as I had some back pain, I wasn't able to shoot the video earlier, so apologies for that. So they have wands, but I think the highlight accessory must be this lantern Ron is carrying around. Also glowing in the dark. Well, not very brightly, but still. I think it fits a Dungeons & Dragons game very well. Before we get to the highlight of the set, the monsters, an honorary mention goes to these mushrooms that also glow in the dark. And as with the spider, I really like the color choice of combining these kind of white pieces. They are a little off-white because of their glowing in the dark capabilities, and this light blue, I think that it looks awesome. I already used these mushrooms outside of these combinations on my maps for some more swampy overgrowth, and I think they look terrific. There are 4 of these, by the way. Starting with the smallest monster, and something I only found out once I got the set, I didn't really notice this one on the packaging, is this awesome fairy. This fairy is super cute. It's translucent, it winks. I would love to have more of these though. I don't want to get the set multiple times. I really like some of the elements, but like spending $100 just to get a few of these fairies is not worth it for me, at least. But I feel that with monsters, I would rather have multiple of the same to have them like team up against the players, and especially as I've just recently ran a game with tooth fairies as the monsters. Tooth fairies can like pull out teeth through the skin of the players. It's like a super weird thing I used in the Feywild, but these would have been perfect for it. I don't know if I'll use them very often, as having only one of each is kind of meh with these small creatures, at least. Something that looks very cool is this winged skeleton horse creature. I don't know the English names of these, and so you know probably how they are called. Very cool design, very cute looking. I think it's a cool addition to other monster types. Again, I would have loved to have 2 or 3 of these, but well. Another small thing is this bat element. I had already had so many of these, so nothing special for me. They were in quite a lot of sets in my childhood, so. The hero piece of the set is the griffin, a horse-like creature with a bird's head and these huge wings. Really love the design, and also the details on the feet. There are these claws or talons on the feet. Very cool design. It's not just a regular Lego horse with some wings and a different head stuck on it, so it's a very unique design. and I quite like it. And also these wings can be used for other monsters as well. I totally get the vibe of some kind of chimera or something like that, so definitely something that I think makes the set very worthwhile for Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know if price and piece count really match up well, but I think with these monsters that you can't really get in other cheap sets, it's worth it in my opinion. I think whether I regard this set as worth it, like really worth it, totally depends on whether I can use these trees and these other elements in my setup. They need some tweaking. I will not use them right out of the box as they are, because I don't think they are very well designed. Let me know in the comments what you think and whether you already got this set or are planning to get it or dislike it. Let me know and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!